podcast where the audio hopefully works. Everybody say something.
Hi.
Let's go. We fixed it. As per usual, OBS decides it likes to put it in raw at the last second. So, but we got through it. We are joined by Leah. She's going to talk about all things Subaru, which quite a few of us have a soft place in our heart for that. Some cool Subaru parts and some cool shit she does on her own. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you for having me and putting up with my audio issues.
Okay. I was like trying to pretend to be a professional. Meanwhile, like didn't realize I had a dumpster fire I had to manage on my own. So don't worry about it.
Put it out pretty well.
This whole, content creator thing is not all it's cracked up to be sometimes, man. Let me tell you.
It's a lot of work.
Difficult.
Yeah, it is, right? It's like a second job. I was just talking to Jamal about it the other day, and it's like it is a second job. Obviously, you're trying to like grow something, we're trying to grow a community and all that stuff. And listen, adulting is rough, man. So like trying to do anything on top of the bare minimum is just, 10
out of 10 don't recommend.
10 out of 10 don't recommend. Would not do again. Yeah.
No. Absolutely not.
Hey, you're an adult. Thanks, I hate it. That's basically what it is. And I don't know if you have any kids, but that adds a whole other layer of.
Oh, that's a whole other level. I do. Yeah. I have one and one and done. That's enough.
That's how we were too. How old?
11, going on 17.
9, Sam, little boy.
It's like I got a 15-year-old going on 25, so it's totally fine. It's fine.
It's normal.
Welcome everybody to the RevMatch Podcast,
1000%.
where we're all fucking wiped the fuck up with kids. Just trying to get through it.
Just trying to make life.
Yeah.
Like a dog and two cats.
Soon, Timmy, soon. You're already in trouble.
Oh, I know. Aren't you like behind the Mormon clock? Like, isn't there like a requirement when you have to?
Oh, yeah, dude. I've already failed. They already like kicked me out.
Yeah. Like you're riding in the back of the spaceship, bro.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
It's basically like the Mandalorian. You didn't walk the way. Be gone.
So you have to go bathe yourself in the living waters? Suspiciously soaking. Yes. We've come full circle. We're done with Mormon talk for the rest of the show.
Facts.
Thank you.
No worries. I'll be here all hour. Jamal will be joining us later. The man's putting in work right now on some old Studebakers. But so Leah, tell us about yourself. Tell us about the car. How'd you get into cars? What was your, just talk about yourself.
Most people have trouble doing, right?
Exactly. That's the fun part of this whole experiment.
No pressure.
Right?
Not at all.
Well, if I lie, you'll never know, right? So
that's
I could
true.
make up some.
So there I was in the mines of Moria. Yeah, exactly.
So I've been in cars almost my whole life. I kind of grew up in the garage with my dad. So if I ever wanted anything done to my car, it was, "Hey Dad, can you work on this for me?" And then I'd stand and watch and he'd do the work. And, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Till, you say something wrong or you question what he's doing. And then it's like, "Get the hell out of here. I'll let you know when I'm done."
Definitely been there.
So probably
Daddy's
my first.
always yelling.
They're always yelling. I guess my first cool car was a Jeep, a 91 Jeep, which I still have now. My parents refused to get me, and I'm going to date myself with this, but I wanted a Honda CRX when I was 16. And they refused to get it for me because they're like, "You're going to kill yourself." And I'm like, "But it's a cool sports car." They're like, "You're 16. It's never going to happen." So, hand-me-down cars. Eventually, I ended up with a 91 Jeep, and, first time in the garage with Dad, I'm like, "Hey, let's lift it, put some big tires on it, let's make this thing badass." So, we worked on that. He was always into teaching me, change my own oil, change your own tires. I'm not going to come help you in the middle of the forest when you go camping with your friends, so you need to figure this shit out yourself. So it's in my blood. My parents were into cars.
That's rad.
Yeah, so my first real sports type car, I had a 2007 Civic Si, and it was fun. But then I went to the Mommy Mobile. I had a Tahoe for a while, but every car I've had, his first mod is exhaust.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't do electric well. I had a
Yeah.
Tesla at Christmas as a rental car, and that was hard, really hard. Because
Mainly
one,
'cause
electric
they're
cars I
pieces
can't
of
deal
shit.
with, and no exhaust. I was like, this is no good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so after I decided I no longer wanted this Tahoe, I moved into the STI. So I've had Sonic since end of 2017. I'm on my second engine.
Yeah.
This is the
One
way.
of
Go big or
us.
go home.
One of
This
us.
is the way.
This is the way.
It's the Subi life.
Oh, dude, for real. People just don't
I
get
blew
it.
at the track. I blew
Nice.
my engine at the track.
Okay, at
but-
least you were doing something fun and like not just driving to work or some bullshit where it blows up.
Exactly. I have a story, It's like if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it well. But yeah, I was at Willow Springs out in Rosemont, California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's probably my 4th or 5th track event on Streets of Willow. And it was like towards the end, and I was like listening, and I came off the track, and I was like, I think it's knocking. And my husband and my friend were both like, oh yeah, no, I'm sorry, but it's gone. I was like, shit. And so
R.I.P. in
we
peace.
attempted to drive it home, killed it on the freeway. So
I appreciate we've been talking for 10 and you've already made 2 full-on dickhead statements. So like I just want to say that I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure I blew it. Let's roll it home.
Yes. Drive it. Fuck it.
well, and full disclosure, I am kind of a dickhead, but it is.
One of us.
Right.
Right.
So I ended
Jesus.
up I ended up rebuilding because it's only a couple years old and still in really good shape, and
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to be done with it. So I rebuilt
Make
it
it
with
better.
I did not as much as I should have because I was trying to get Subaru to pay for it, but that was a
No go.
miserable loss.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you didn't win
Couldn't
that
have
battle?
attempted that on the track. Had to
Right,
drive
well-
it somewhere home.
Right. And it didn't die on the track, it died on the freeway.
There's an
Yeah,
argument
50
there.
miles
Valid
away
point.
from the track.
Did you tell them that you were on
Exactly.
the track when it started fucking up? You're like, I was just driving one day and it took a shit.
It's not modified. I was not on the track. I had a full extended warranty. Why aren't you covering me? Like, look at me. I'm a girl. There's nothing. I know what's going on with my car.
Possibly
She
right.
did
Damn,
that
she played
card.
dumb. And,
She played that card.
I did. It didn't work.
What's
Yeah.
the 85?
What's that?
what's the 85?
You're right.
Yeah, right? Like corn? Why would I put corn in my car?
I don't know what
they
that
wouldn't.
is.
They wouldn't replace a fucking head unit when the. I don't know if yours. At my 15, it had the Bluetooth issue where like it would not stay connected, and they refused to replace the head unit even though it was in warranty.
my
Oh yeah.
God.
They,
It was-
anything
it was-
they can do to push back. The only thing I got covered under warranty was my headlights and my rack and pinion, which I screwed up at the track, but they didn't know that. But those are the 2 things that they actually did under warranty for me.
I blew the fucking motor up in my 15 the first day I had it. I put it back to stock and drove it there until it blew up. And I got a whole brand new motor with like no ever pushback whatsoever.
Sounds
That
like
fucking
cis
place.
white male privilege to me, Michael.
Shut up. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
They put more
No
starters for the
substance
girl than they would the guy. Come on. I sit it in there still lowered with rims on it.
First of all,
and they
you work in a
still-
service center. You know for a fact that's a goddamn lie. You know you are
Yeah.
lying
No,
through your
bullshit.
teeth,
Bullshit.
brother. That industry is built on the back of taking advantage of people that don't know what the fuck is going on. all right?
Some people, yes, I will give you that.
We're
We
in a
don't
different
fucking play with
echelon,
you, bro.
okay? Different
No, we're not.
quality.
We're working for fucking Audi. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're fucking dumb people that think they know what's going on, which is the best part.
Yeah. Glorified Volkswagens, motherfuckers. Swear.
True
It's
story.
all it
They're just
is.
backwards WRXs. I'll say it again. Anyway, okay, so you scumbagged your. So when you rebuilt it, what did you upgrade from the factory?
I upgraded the block, so I went with the Type RA block, forged internals. So it was a little
Stouter.
stabler.
Yeah.
And then, I thought it'd be fun to upgrade my clutch since it was apart. So I put a stage 2 clutch, a lightweight flywheel in, and let me tell you, that thing's a bitch to drive.
Yep.
It's my daily,
Yep.
and it's awful.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. That is That's a dickhead move. Yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
that's
That's some Ricer shit you did to your daily. Like 10 out of 10. Like,
it's legit hard, and everyone's like, why do you have such trouble going? Why don't you like hills? I'm like, have you tried driving this thing?
you gotta rev the fucking shit out of it anytime you want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's
so
the part they
I'm
don't
waiting
tell
for
you.
it to go so I can like go back to a stage 1 clutch or something.
You're probably cool with the clutch if you put like a standard weight flywheel in it, though. You know what I mean? That way you don't have that rotating mass problem. I think you'd probably dig it. But that's so. What's done to the car like right now, other than the block? Have you done anything else to it now?
Let's see. So I've got. I'll leave the best for last. I've done the front and rear sway bars. So I put white line sway bars in, and then the strap braces because I wanted less nosediving and body rolling when I was on the track. So I did those. And then I've got a light tune in it with an intake. I'm not pushing much horsepower right now because like I said, it's my daily and I can't go without it right now. And then I'm running the Dark Matter X shifter in my car. I had a different one before, short throw shifter, but the story with that is while my car was being rebuilt, the owner of Dark Matter X was friends with the shop in which my car was at and approached me and asked me if I wanted to run their prototype. So I ran a 3D printed short throw shifter, complete shift assembly replacement for the OEM shifter in my car for almost a year, 6 months to a year.
Damn, that's what's up.
And it's legit. Like,
yeah. Have you seen this thing, Mike? Have I ever showed you guys this fucking thing?
Oh yeah.
I've seen it.
Can you pull it up?
Yeah, I will. I had the fucking biggest boner for this thing when it came out. Like it was, so I'm just on their Instagram right now, but yeah, so it's just like a full billet shifter.
It's nice.
It's really. I'm trying to find the mechanism itself. Here you go. This gives you some kind of idea of what you're fucking with. But it was really interesting because, like, there's a bunch of companies that make shit like this for like Hondas. Like Hybrid makes them, and K Sport makes them, and all this stuff. And they make these really sick like billet shifter assemblies. And there were like none for Subarus. It was all like shitty sequential conversion, quote unquote, type stuff. You know what I mean? Versus
that shit sucks.
It's super expensive, and you still have a clutch. What's the point? So yeah, this was like, I was like, damn, this is dope. So yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm actually really jealous of that part, and I actually do have a funny story about that because I commented on one of the early posts because they have like the height adjustment like nut thing that you can spin, and I was like, hey, like, everything looks tight, but that thing looks like unfinished in comparison to the rest of the shifter assembly. I was like, any chance that you guys are going to do something like more machined or rounded or whatever? And he's like, no plans right now, whatever. 6 weeks later, it's like, that's a different fucking shift nut. Like, that's a different extension nut. I can see it. I'm like, so I wasn't the only person who thought about that. But yeah, no, I think that thing.
No, so a lot of because I manage the social media, so and I am the one behind the social media. So it's often weird because I talk to people about it on my Instagram, and then I'm talking to the same people about it on the Dark Matter X Instagram.
Right.
Can we just like pick one or the other?
Right.
But there were some adjustments with that. Like the prototype was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Same with the reverse pull, but it's gotten better. The newest versions are coming out now. We're shipping the DM2, which is for the 15 plus WRX. So that's the one that replaces the cable shifting component of the transmission,
which is huge because that shift assembly sucks.
Oh yeah, it was worse than like the STI in general. So it takes all that play away. It's crazy, and it's got self-centering mechanism. So
nice.
There's some changes that are going to come for the DM1 in April too that are going to make it a lot better. So it's night and day difference. I mean, I used to have, as I said, a different model, and I won't say which one because I don't want to badmouth any other companies. But
you know, Cartboy, it's fine. I'm just kidding.
Oh, actually, I'd be on the track, I'd be driving, and it would like pop out a third, or I'd have so many issues with it staying in gear. And legit, this one, I don't have any issues. Like, it is so solid. And I know a number of people that run theirs on the track, and they put it through the ringer, and it holds up. So it's probably by far one of the best mods I've done on my car.
Yeah, I think that like shifter feel goes like uncared for in a lot of people's cars. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
does your GTR have a short shifter in it?
I don't know how to take it apart.
That's a respectable answer. I like that you're not going to act like you know your car better. Right?
Dude, I have
That's
a
the problem with that
Coolworks
car.
short
Like, I
shifter.
don't know what's done to it, so I can't tell you what the fuck it has and what it doesn't have.
Asshole.
Could not.
Just whatever. And you, Sir Kyle, you were saying something that didn't involve being a dickhead who owns a GTR he knows nothing about. Can you please?
You brought it up. You brought it up. You brought it up.
I did.
motherfucker.
That was entrapment. I entrapped you. I did. I knew
Yeah,
that you
a
didn't
little
know
bit.
anything about it. I reeled you in anyway. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you kicked
No,
the rope.
I was saying I have a Coolworks short shifter that I've been dragging a little bit to install, but it's the same style. Like it's
Your
self-centering.
short shifter
Like
is sick.
yeah, I mean, it's been months and it's just sitting in a box right now.
You're
I
at
have a
that.
short shifter too. All I have
Being
to
a
do is
scumbag.
shift down.
Whatever.
you.
Get out of here.
You and your fucking Audi. Get
He
out
drives
of
an
here.
S4. He acts like he's slumming it all the time. It's really. Yeah, no, I don't know. I have a weird like fixation with control surfaces in cars because I feel like it's all the stuff you interact with all the time. So I always like it to be like as nice as possible, right? I want to feel comfortable with seat, seat, wheel, shifter, your pedal setup and stuff. Like Mike and I were talking about the fuck is the name of the Velux, I guess it is. It's basically just an aluminum spacer for the throttle, just so you can heel toe a little easier. Because I always had a lot of trouble because that throttle by wire pedal is like so far back compared to like
So
the factory.
far.
But it sucks, dude.
Yeah.
But the problem was, to your point, it's a daily. It's a super uncomfortable throttle position for just cruising around because your knee is like fucking like this, right? Because this thing's like an inch closer to you. So when you try to get your like hand to wheel ratio set up and like clutch set up, it's great for the track, but it like sucks to drive around. So those are the big concessions I think people don't think about. Sorry. Yeah, man.
You good? You good
Yeah,
now?
Jamal's texting me. I'm not the only person here, right? There's fucking 5 of us here, man. Somebody else can talk shit. Dude. What are you guys gonna do if I'm sick? What are you gonna do if I can't make it one day? Just gonna be 4 motherfuckers staring at each other for 2 hours? Is that what the content
Yeah,
we're
I got
gonna
a
do?
fucking list of shit to talk about. Don't even fucking try with me. Get your fuck out of here.
Well, we're all listening, Mike. We're all ears, buddy.
If you were gonna be here.
Any plans? Any future plans with
Yeah.
the?
So what's next?
Besides another motor in the future?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's inevitable.
Damn.
I do want to get it back on the track, so I haven't put it back on the track just because I need a daily. So right now I'm looking for a daily, which think I've set my sights on a new Jeep.
Legit.
But
I thought you said you wanted a reliable daily.
That's
Yeah.
hurtful.
But at least I can
I'm
mod it,
just saying
right?
the
I can put the
truth.
tires on it, I can lift it, I can go off-roading, and then I'll need another daily
Then
because
you
now
can
I've got
take
an
it back to
on-road
the shop.
Daily for the daily for the daily.
daily for the daily. I have a car problem. We have 4 cars right now, and I'm gonna add a 5th. So,
What are the 4 cars?
Yeah.
Now I need to know.
Yeah.
so we have my Subaru, and then we have the 91 Jeep Wrangler, and 89 Honda CRX, which we bought, which was supposed to be my track car when I blew up the Subaru. So, but that has since now become my husband's car, and he's like, "You're not taking this thing to the track and beating the shit out of it." So, and now and his car, which is an Infiniti G20 Sport. So we have 4. I can't count. It's late in the day.
Yeah.
Soon to be 5 when I get my new Jeep. So then we'll have 2 Jeeps.
So wait,
Nice.
I have a question. And this may sound ridiculous coming from me, but you have a lifted Jeep, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just checking.
Okay, so let me tell you why I'm looking for another Jeep. Because the one we have doesn't have air conditioning. And I live in California.
So
and
the
it gets
rational
damn
solution
hot.
is obviously just to buy a whole other
Buy a
fucking
new
car.
Yeah.
Instead of just put a AC system.
Bro, you could LS swap and put a vintage air setup. You could put an LS and air conditioning in your old Jeep for less than the cost of a new Jeep.
But I want a new one, damn it.
Okay, so then let's just all be honest here.
She's
right?
trying to justify it, Alex. Shut up.
No, listen.
Right.
This is like a support group for degenerates. We just enable each other, right? This
Where
is like
we
an
all
echo
make
chamber.
scumbag decisions.
Yeah, this is an echo chamber of bad decision making. That's all it is.
Do you know
Well,
how
then
many
I'm in the
stupid
right
ass
place.
parts? I know the stupid ass parts I bought because Alex Scumbag needed to buy in fucking shit. That's fucking facts. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm a real piece of shit. It's just there's this long history.
So to go back and answer your question,
Yes.
I want to build my car into be more of a track car.
Mhm.
So at some point, I'm probably going to need to get some kind of bigger oil pan because I'm sure that's probably the downfall of why my car died. I'd like to upgrade my brakes. I probably need a bigger brake kit, maybe a bigger turbo at some point in time, but we'll see.
Do they make baffled oil pans?
I'm not sure. There's a Killer Bee.
That's what I was just gonna say.
That's what I had.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
they do.
Yeah, I think that's
So that might be something like a smarter choice, not necessarily a bigger oil pan, but something that'll stop the oil from sloshing too far to where the sump gets, air.
I think
Right.
oiling is historically an issue with those cars, right? Just in
Yeah.
general, mainly leaking it more than anything. But
You
And a
get
car that
the oil pickup tube with the oil pan from Killer Bee.
yeah, that's
Yes.
yeah, everything high flow. That's probably a good move. I think another thing people don't fucking think about a lot when they're building cars is shit like that, right? It's
Yeah.
all just power. I thought that was always interesting. Like, Mike Travis at Snail, when he does his like 400 horsepower thing, he puts a bigger radiator in it, right? And most people don't even think about putting a bigger
Yep.
radiator, So yeah, no, that's smart. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean that'll probably be one thing I have to do too, because depending on when I track, I mean I've had it out there at all different times of the year, and winter and spring are probably the best because you get the best boost. But I had it out
it
there.
gets hot on the
Yeah, it
track
does.
during the summer. Yeah, I was there with Lamborghini. It was pretty disgusting.
Oh yeah, it was like 100 and something degrees, and I was out on the track, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing out here? I'm like, my poor damn car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
beat
I
the
just
fuck out of
can't. I
it.
can't.
I just saw the hate coming out of Alex's
It's like
face.
you had
just
to
now.
say that you were there with fucking Lamborghini.
Of course.
That's
like,
the
you
only
can't
time I
just-
was there.
I was there. I was at Willow Springs, and it was super hot. Period.
It's a small flex with Lamborghini.
Well, that's right. I mean, I've driven Porsches on the track. There's my flex,
There you go.
Heyo.
which made me really want a Porsche. So it's like if anything happens to the Subaru where
Porsche.
I'm gone, I'm
Fuck
getting
off,
Porsche.
Timmy. I was waiting for
Yeah.
it. I was.
You
You
said
fucking
it
piece
too.
of
Mike
shit.
said it too. You
Get
said
outta
You said
I said,
fucking I fucking hate
I
it
just
here.
said
I'm gonna call it Porsche every episode for the rest of
Let's
eternity,
do it.
just because of that.
Let's
Bro,
do it.
my
That's
new
fine.
service manager calls it Porsche, and he introduces people as like, "Yeah, this is Tim from Porsche." I'm like, "Bro, it's not fucking Porsche."
Jeez.
This is
Triggered.
a huge.
Triggered.
This is
Oh,
like a
it
trigger.
triggers
word for
those two.
Porsche nerds. It's
It
like,
doesn't trigger me. I've just
It
been
does.
taught for so many fucking years.
Bitch, you don't even
slightly
work
correct
there
people.
anymore.
I
Neither of you
know.
work there anymore.
It's fucking
You
ingrained in me. I don't know what to tell
Yeah.
you.
I'm gonna start saying Audi all the time.
There
I
you
don't give
go.
a fuck.
Okay,
I
so
don't
let me
give a
tell you
fuck.
something.
Don't give a
So
fuck.
I'm
Hold
from
on.
Canada,
Okay.
born and raised in Canada, and the way that we pronounce car names in Canada is slightly different than in the US, right? So
Right.
Mazda, as said in the US, is Mazda in Canada. Audi here is like Audi in Canada. So
Right.
it's like I had to transition how I spoke in car language when I moved here because people are looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what you're talking about? Like, what the fuck is an Audi?
Dude, when
And what
Canadians
with the
and
4 rings? What?
the Z shit still throws me off. Like every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That throws
Yeah.
me off too now, even growing up there, I rejected the Z. I always said Z, even
Yeah.
the whole time I lived there and grew up. But yeah.
Did you get the new
even now it throws
BRZ?
me-
I hate that. Like that's like a dagger
Yeah.
into my brain. Also, I just think of Lord Zed from the Power Rangers anytime I hear it. Like it's initially,
Yeah.
like it just flashes before my eyes every time. Just bang. Just like, so I can never take it seriously. I'm like, why are you fuckers talking about Power Rangers all the time? What's so important? I don't understand.
Right?
But no, I think I would love a Porsche. I really would. I think it'd be great. I think we should all have Porsches. See, that didn't really work because it was plural. But
Porsche
got you,
dang it.
motherfucker.
it did.
Got you.
Anyway.
Yeah, we really all should though.
Someday. You buying?
One day.
Make your dad pay.
Yeah,
He's got money.
eventually.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
For
I
what?
signed us all up. I
Whoa,
signed
wait,
us each
whoa,
up.
What?
What, a payment plan?
No, I'm kidding. I wish.
Oh.
No,
I was like, did you
I'm-
fucking? Are you
No.
offing your dad? Is that what's going on? Like, what's happening?
Yes, yes,
Sign
yes, I
up
am.
for it.
You-
Holy shit.
You have a dad?
Yes, he did come back.
Okay.
Well, it was actually a new one. The first one left, and somebody else came back.
Listen, you had a 91 dad, but you needed a new dad.
I got what I
I see
wanted.
where that one's going.
And now you can modify the new dad, and then you'll need another new dad that doesn't
You'll
really
need a
work.
new dad for the new dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work. as a plan.
Because the new dad didn't work out.
Sorry, Dad.
Oh,
Turns
man.
out Timmy's mom's a serial killer. Anyway, this
Yeah.
went places, huh? What the fuck?
Solve mysteries.
Right. So are you gonna go like? No,
I do
go.
have a question though.
Yeah.
Where does Sonic come from? Did I miss that part at all? I mean, where
It's just
does
blue.
Cartoon.
I know that, but like,
Okay, so I've never named any of my cars in my entire life. And when I bought my Subaru, I was informed I needed to name my car. And I was like, all right, so what's blue and fast? And the first thing that came to mind was Sonic the Hedgehog because
Yeah.
it's my favorite video game. I played it on Sega. It was
Okay.
probably the only game I was ever good at without using some kind of cheat code.
Sega.
So
Well.
that's where Sonic came from. My
Okay.
CRX's name is Knuckles. And
Nice.
then
yes.
my
Is it-
sister's car's name is Tails. So
Nice.
What color's the CRX?
it's red.
Duh.
Perfect.
Is your sister's car yellow?
Does it have white wheels? Please tell me it has white wheels.
No, it doesn't have white wheels. Mine has white wheels, but no.
I know yours.
And no, Tails is not yellow. Tails is turquoise. It's an STI.
Your family's a
Okay.
fucking fraud. I'm just kidding. Whole thing falls apart.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So wait, yours is an 17,
18.
18. So do you have the big Brembos on it, or do you have this?
I do. I waited for the 18s because I wanted the Brembos. I wanted the six pots in the front.
Yeah. Though, so as you were talking about brakes, I put on Mike's recommendation. I put Carbotech brake pads on it. You have to heat them up a little bit. Like if you're
Yeah.
like when you first drive them in the morning, you'll have a couple moments. You're like, oh, this motherfucker's not stopping. But once they get a little heat in them, they're super sick. And pro tip, it's the same part number as an ISF for those brake pads.
Yes.
But somehow the ISF pads are cheaper than the STI
yeah.
pads.
I found that out the hard
Oh,
way.
interesting.
So like a week before my first track day, I realized I didn't have any front brake pads. So
Yeah.
I had to strategically figure out a way to get pads, and I learned that they were the same pads as the ISF.
Yeah. That whole
I'm
brake
running
package.
Chalk pads now.
Yeah.
I'm all about low dust and not having to clean my wheels every week because white wheels are a bitch.
I got gold
Yes.
wheels, so I know your pain. Like
Oh.
it.
It's
Fuck.
rough,
Fuck.
but actually
My car was
the
gross.
low dust now, so it's pretty good.
Nice.
I like it.
That's the only
Oh.
that is my wheels were historically pretty fucking gross with those pads on. Like,
Yeah, no, that I mean the pads that I told you to put on there, I mean, I got that from Ryan and it was a very aggressive fucking canyon setup, essentially is what it was.
it
And
was
I just
great,
daily
like on
drove that car.
stubs, dude. Like you
Yeah.
could trail brake the fuck out of that thing, and it just would not. I heated up the
pricey are they?
Yokohamas before
How pricey are they?
Dude, that's
I
the
was-
thing. For my 15, it was cheap. I could put front brakes on that car with rotors for fucking $550.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
damn.
front brake pads were $360.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But like,
I unfortunately had to buy the factory pads and rotors for that motherfucker.
yeah. Well, for yours,
Yeah. That was during all the
When?
COVID shit where I couldn't get parts for the car.
there was
for
nothing
the
available.
for the new one, you had to. That hurts, dude.
Dude, my dealer cost is $1,400.
That hurts my heart so bad.
Pads and rotors. No sensors,
Yeah,
no
no, I
bolts,
know.
no just pads and
know.
rotors.
because you had to go OEM. I know they wanted to. I
couldn't get anything else. Like I literally placed probably 6 or 7 orders, and I would get an email back in a couple weeks. Hey, I'm sorry, we don't have these parts. It's not available for the longest time. And literally, I scored one day at Subaru, and they're like, "Yeah, we actually have one last set in stock." Dude, I'll be there in fucking 15 minutes. God damn
that
it.
sucks. Yeah, no, I had. It was when we were doing my suspension, Kyle, that we realized my brakes were pretty fucked. So I'm putting coilovers and all. I put coilovers and the front roll center adjuster kit and like billet rear lower control arms on the car in the same day because I'm an asshole.
That was a long day.
That was a long day. We did a lot of wrenching that day. On the ground, which was super tight.
Terrible.
That's rough.
Yeah, it was fucked up. I totally honey dick Kyle. It was sweet. But we're in there fucking around and he's like, "Hey man, your fucking front brakes are pretty cooked." And I was like, "Yep, they sure are." And then that started the goose hunt of. So I placed an order with Import Image Racing that got canceled because it didn't, like 6 weeks after I ordered it, they're like, "We have no idea when these are showing up." And then same thing on my brake pads. And then some dude that I bought an access port at Subi Fest in SoCal. Well, it's not some dude, it's a shop, Subi Mods, but they're out of Connecticut. And I just like still had the dude's number and I was like, "Hey man, do you guys have like rotors or anything for the 18 and above right now?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got this and that, $750 or some shit for the whole set for everything. Front pads, front rotors." And I was like, fucking, rather than $1,900 at the dealership, fucking let's go, dude. Send it.
Yeah.
So I got lucky on that one for sure. Because that mic sounds horrible.
Dude, you guys are really spending more on your brakes than I spend on my brakes. Like
I spent about $800 on front pads and front rotors.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. On my aftermarkets that I got so that I could track my car, I probably spent like $550
Oh, dude, like
for
that.
front and $550 for
Yeah,
rear.
but you paid $70,000 for your car.
No, I did not. That is a lie.
No, it's
52.
not.
It's
No,
not
it's
a
not.
lie.
Fuck that. You
Actually,
leased it and then bought it. So all
In
the
fact,
interest
you
you
probably
paid
spent
70.
more than that.
Yeah.
I can tell you exactly how much I spent. Hold on. Let me do the math.
Hamster wheel was turning there.
Also, what's up, Jay?
What's up, Jay?
Leah, Jay.
Damn,
Yeah.
you're right.
Sorry, I'm late.
Are you drinking fucking tea?
No, that's tequila and pineapple juice.
Okay.
I need to get the fucking party started, apparently. Excuse me.
Listen,
Yeah.
man. So first of all, I've been in his house now, and apparently that's the napping room. He's in the napping room right now. They have a napping room. Also,
You go to nap?
That's where he goes.
No.
Go ahead. Explain the
This
napping
is
room.
the office. The nap box is what you guys call the gazebo that's outside.
Fucking gazebo.
So
Why aren't you in the gazebo?
his lady straight dimed him
Because it's
out.
raining.
His lady straight dimed him out about the gazebo / nap box. She's like,
Oh,
I will
yeah.
catch him open mouth sleeping. Just like,
Drooling.
Yeah,
Just
not even gonna lie.
like-
It's, dude, a couple of months when it gets warm. Oh,
zombie napping old. Just an old man, dog. Look at you. You old motherfucker. You excited to nap in a few months. Think about that for a second.
like a bear.
I can't wait till that shit comes.
I took a nap before we got on.
What are we talking
See?
about today, man? Everybody's just losing their
Napping
shit.
cars, baby. I just
If
had
I
to say
napped,
it.
I wouldn't be up again. I'd be out till tomorrow.
Yeah, fuck it. We've covered blown motors. We've covered naps. We've covered overpriced brakes. We've covered dads that don't come home. We've only been doing this for an hour. This is record time.
Dads that don't come home.
He went to get the milk.
Never came back. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
my
go
dad
back.
holds the world record for the longest trip to the grocery store for milk. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah. Sure it does. I was waiting for Timmy to come back. You guys mentioned trail braking. I was going to make fun of Timmy that he didn't know what trail braking was.
What?
Yeah. But
Mr. All Go, No Show, fucking Gran Turismo
Bruh,
track
I
monster
didn't know
himself.
that there was a word
There
for
he is.
it. Jesus Christ.
There he is.
I had been doing it the whole time. I didn't know it was called something.
It's motorsport. Everything.
I didn't know
We-
these
we-
things that do have names.
we
No,
name
I thought it was
everything.
just braking.
It was on Forza, so I just did it.
Right.
I actually didn't really know about it in Forza. I started doing it in Gran Turismo.
Anyway, Leah, if you had to pick one Japanese legend car to own for the rest of your life, what would it be? If you had to sell everything else off and you could only keep one.
And it has to be Japanese.
Well, I mean, I just went with historically you had Japanese sports car, but any car.
No, it does not have to be Japanese.
It has
I
to
had
be a
to pick
Mustang.
one.
I'm kidding.
Like an old
Any
school
car you want. But one sports car for the rest of your life. What is it?
Dream sports car.
So I'm gonna say it wrong. Porsche.
Yes. Yes.
I want a GT3.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
What year?
Yeah.
Oh, don't be a chode.
I don't care. Something relatively new would be nice. I ain't picky.
Good choice.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Anything with you want the engine, right? That's what everybody buys.
I do. I want the
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
I want loud, and I want the power. And
You sounds like you want a GT3.
yes, I do. I actually went to
That's
a
what she
Porsche
said.
dealership, and I seen one sitting on the lot, and it was blue. I have a thing for blue, and I was like, oh, I really want that car. And I was like, hey, how much is that? They're like, oh, I don't know, it's like $150,000. I'm like, okay, peace out. I ain't paying that for a car.
Wait, you didn't fake your way into a test drive first?
What's that?
That car will give you all the feels in the world, though. That is for
Right?
Sure.
Oh, I believe it.
They do sound really fucking cool. But I'm kind of with you on the 150,000. Like I can't even stomach 30 grand for like an S chassis, dude. Like I can't bring myself to do it. You know what I mean? It was like I used to buy these cars for $1,500. Like I cannot pay 30
Yeah.
grand.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm looking at new Jeeps. It's like $85,000 for the Jeep I want. I was like, damn, why why is my taste so expensive?
It's like the
I
Jeep
can't
you
do
want.
base model, but you know.
We have Jeep at home. This is like you
All right,
literally
we've been
have
down-
Jeep at home.
We've been down there.
We've been down this road already.
Okay, moving on.
No, but I feel the pain. I feel the pain on like the mommy mobile transition. Like I sold the SCI and I got an Outback. There was feelings involved.
Oh yeah.
I'm still processing, but
Which we're still waiting for pictures of that, by the way.
yeah, man. Listen,
Yeah, we
it's
are.
a black Outback wilderness. Google it. They all look the
I don't
same.
give a shit.
Like, you know?
I guarantee you got some gay ass little sticker or something in it. Give me something personal.
Excuse me, sir. Did you just identify my sticker's gender?
Yes, I did.
My
Yes, I did.
God.
Cis white male privilege strikes again for the
You
second time in one
drive
episode.
a Outback.
It's lifted, man.
Did you order your Birkenstocks yet? I'm just curious.
I literally wearing them as we speak, as well as my
You
hemp,
breaking them in right now?
with my hemp underwear, and
Nice.
I'm getting ready to dread my beard. Yeah, we're going all in, dude. I expected Jamal to spit his drink out when I said that. Oh, I got wait. So what I was trying to say is, I've been to Jamal's house. I've seen his nap box. I have seen the Mustang.
Oh, it exists?
It exists. I've seen it. I put hands on it. I touched it. I played with the little tear in the top. I was there. I was in there, dude.
Are you excited?
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm gonna do fucking sweet smoky burnouts in that thing. Are you kidding me? Dude?
He stood in the driveway and stared at it before he got in his car.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do stupid shit to this thing. So I always had this, Jamal, remember this. There was a move back in the day with drift cars where dudes would put like the marine, like wakeboarding pod speakers, and you mount them to the roll cage. So you could have like music while you're waiting to run in the drift car, right? So you just have the shitty stereo just running to like the marine wake pod. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to do that and just like blast Panama coming out of that motherfucker all the time. I'm getting a mullet helmet, dude.
You gotta get a
Yeah,
mullet wig, bro. You gotta get a fucking mullet
I'm
wig.
getting a mullet helmet with the flare hair, bro. I'm hanging a fucking
Yeah.
American flag.
Oh,
We're going in, dog.
dude, if you fucking glue a mullet on
I'm not-
top of your goddamn head,
You can't.
I swear to God, I will.
Can't.
What do you mean?
That
Can't do
surface is
that.
way
Can't
too
grow them.
smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm
No, look
convinced
at that.
at this point I've never seen you with her.
They are adding pieces to dudes that are bald. Like guys that are bald will go into a barbershop and come out in an hour and have like waves or curls or
I have seen
braid.
that.
It's doable. It's totally doable.
Yeah,
But
see,
like, then, like, why
thank
shouldn't
you.
we? Wait, but like, why shouldn't we? Right? Like listen, if I got a pimple,
I mean,
I can't put
are we
makeup
having a
on,
car
dog.
No, we're
podcast?
not
Or are
having
we
this fucking
talking
conversation right now. We are not having this goddamn
It's
conversation
a car
right now.
lifestyle.
Leah, did
It's
you
a car
not come on here
lifestyle
for this?
podcast. It's a
This
car
was about to
lifestyle
inherit a
podcast.
Mustang. Is gonna come out with fucking Jerry curls and fucking dripping
Bro,
down
I
and
got
all
the
this fucking
jorts
bullshit.
on order.
And just be
Dude.
sitting there like this.
Did you guys? Yeah, no, I'm gonna get Hank the first tattooed on one shoulder blade, right? Hank the second in the middle, and then Dale Earnhardt on the right, and it's Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We do talk about some dumbass shit.
Listen, man. Listen. If you wanted to just come here to learn about cars, you're
Bad
in the
idea.
fucking wrong place.
Bad idea.
Fair
Kyle,
game.
do you have any
Everything's
fun
fair
facts?
game.
Yeah, this is like going to your homie's house to help him work on his car. And
Exactly. That's a
end up
great.
getting drunk, and next thing you know, you guys are just
We don't
standing
fix
there in
shit
gloves that
over
are
there.
dirty because you haven't worked on a car in like an hour.
That's
you know.
I mean, yeah, that's not well. No, that time Alex came over, what did we do? We put side skirts on yours.
Yeah, we
And
did
then
side skirts
as
and a
soon
lip.
as he walked in the garage, it was 10 a.m. I'm like, here's a beer.
Yep.
That's how it
I
should
brought
be.
I brought a cooler.
Alex will make you work.
Whatever,
That
man.
was-
I've laid hands on Alex's cars. And Alex, like when we went to Frisco, didn't we do your brakes at like 3 a.m.?
Okay, full disclosure, this is the way he's positioning this is fraudulent. Okay. I want to be I want to make this he's acting like
So what that means, everybody, is that this story is fucking true.
No, I will tell you the story. There is a story. And he did have to work on my car, but not more than I did. So we were going to, this is fucking what? This is like 2013, 2014, some shit. We were going to Week Fest, and it was at Fort Mason in San Francisco. I lived in LA, right? So I had my 240. I had just bought all new control arms, new drilled slotted brake rotors, new brakes, like fucking stainless steel brake lines, all this shit. And I decided, in my infinite wisdom, that I was going to put all of it on the car the day before we leave.
Genius.
By myself.
You're that customer. You're that customer.
By myself. And I started at 4:30 p.m.
Ambitious.
Stupid is
To
the word
say
you're
the
looking
least.
for. Yeah. So here's what happens, and this is when I worked at Tesla, right? So I'm in the design studio in the back shop. We had lifts and shit, right? And I'm just like, I'm thrashing shit out. Midway through, I was like, well, if I'm gonna put brakes on it and I'm gonna put new brake lines, I should sandblast, paint, and rebuild my calipers while I'm at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I did.
You got really ambitious, motherfucker.
And after, so it's 4:00 in the morning. I had just put the car back together, and I was like, I don't have anybody here to help me bleed my fucking brakes, and I don't have a speed bleeder, and I don't have a vacuum bleeder. So it's cracked. So what? I literally had to call my fucking boss at 4:30 in the morning. He's never slept. Like, yo, can I take the Sprinter van? I'm gonna bring my homie to the shop. He's not going in the prototype area where they had a giant clay model of the Model X that nobody had ever seen before, right? Like, so he's like, he can't go in the front of the house. He goes to the shop. He signs an NDA. And I was like, okay. So I literally took a Sprinter van to my house, packed a van, picked this raggedy bitch up from Home Depot after he got off work, brought him to the Tesla design studio, snuck him in the back, had him sign a non-disclosure agreement, and he helped me bleed my fucking brakes for 10 minutes, and then I drove to San Francisco. So fuck you for acting like you helped me work on my car.
That sounds like a nice adventure at 3:00 in the morning.
At 4:00 in the morning?
Yeah, I'd be down. That'd
Dude,
be fun.
anything more than me sitting in the passenger seat sleep is me having no fun.
And I drove to San Francisco.
You chose to do that. We could have flew to San Francisco.
The funniest part about that was that I thought I had power windows in my S13, idiot. And the whole way there, I thought his window wouldn't roll down, and I didn't have air conditioning, right? So I have my window down, and like the sunroof popped up.
Yeah, you told me where you child safety locked me the whole ride to San Francisco.
The minute we parked the car, the second we parked in San Francisco, I was like, oh shit. Like, Listen, I was
out in fucking sweats, bro. Just fucking sweat.
dude, he was so
Nah.
pissed, dog. And we were flying up that motherfucker too, dude. We were like that. It was hot in the car, bro. That little KA was struggling.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah, you ever done some scumbag shit like that Leah, in your car?
Right. What's the scumbaggiest thing you've done?
Aside from driving your blown motor home.
I don't know.
Everybody's done that.
What you do, right?
I get, yeah, I
I
mean,
know.
it is.
I drove that until that shit seized. Fuck it. And then I took it to the dealership.
I have
I
actually.
mean, look,
done
it's
that.
already broken. If I can get it home and not pay for a tow truck, this is what I'm doing.
Right. You know, you got to at least get within the mile range of like AAA or something.
The
That's a good
7 miles, right?
I mean, I guess that's actually a really, you know what? Maybe driving your blown motor is a responsible thing to do because if you think about it, you're already paying for an engine. Now you're just
Right.
trying to not pay for a tow truck.
That's
Exactly.
exactly it. Right. I was like, if I can just get home, maybe it'll be better when I get home. You know?
Wishful thinking.
Right. It's like
Driving
a,
more will
like
make
a
it
pet.
better. Driving more makes it
If they
better.
get home, it'll relax and it'll be
Yeah,
better.
right.
when I
It'll
start
be better
up in
in
an
the
hour.
You know,
It'll
I
cool down. It'll be
want to
fine.
I want to crack jokes, but we've all fucking been there, man. Just praying
Oh,
that the
yeah.
noise goes away.
Yeah.
When you turn it over in an hour, it's worse.
I
You're
did.
like, wait,
I turned
you
it the
weren't
next
doing
day. I
anything.
was
Why
like,
do you sound worse?
maybe it'll
Was
start.
this
You know, this
bad
bitch
dream?
is starting.
It'll all work itself out, right? As long as it keeps starting and everything will be fine. Oh my god, I hate that so much.
Oh, dude, we have
Maybe I
Q.
can drive it to the shop and I don't have to pay for a tow truck for that.
No, we at work we have Q5 motor problems, the 2 liters. Like these things will come in knocking, dude. Just knock, 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 knock.
Isn't that just a GTI engine?
Essentially,
Easy.
my technician who does motors. My
Easy.
technician does motors will literally go out there and that bitch is cold as fuck. Start that thing up and just fucking rev these things. You just hear the piston just fucking slapping against the fucking wall. His goal is to be able to have to push one in before he fucking finishes doing all these 2 liters that he has. There's like 4 or 5 of them at least.
Anytime we have a blown motor, I do the same thing.
Fuck it, it's already fucked.
Sounds cool.
So yeah, if you want this level of quality service in your service department, visit Audi Rockland and
It's
Land
better
Rover
anyways.
Rockland.
And this is why I don't go to
Go to that
dealership.
guy.
No, that's just under warranty. It's already approved. We beat the fuck out of those cars after that.
Oh my
Guaranteed
God.
motors.
So
That's
wait, you don't dealership your car?
Mm-mm. No.
So never, not even while it was in warranty, you always go somewhere else.
I
Or
would
do it
I took
yourself.
it there when it was 3 oil changes, and then the 2 warranty items, and the rest.
Yeah.
I have friends that work in service departments. I know what goes down.
Yeah, you're not wrong because all
No.
that shit.
And I'm really picky with who I let drive my car. It's like if I roll up somewhere and it's valet, I'm like, you let me park it, or I'm gonna go find my own place to park. Like, no.
I never at valet don't touch my car.
Yeah,
Get
No.
away.
Whatever.
You got a point for that. I will give you that. Like there's some
Yeah.
I've seen some fucked up shit with ballet.
That's the great part about driving a manual these days, though, is that they make you park
Facts.
it anyway. They're like,
Well,
Exactly.
I
Well-
rolled up to a valet and they're like, I'm like, can I park my own car? They're like, no. I'm like, well, it's manual. They're like, well, we can't drive it. You need to go find somewhere else to park. So they wouldn't even let me park
the
my
fuck
own
up.
car. They made me go find
I'm
like
trying
3
to pay
parking-
for this parking spot.
That I'm not even getting the benefit of valet for.
You're damn
I just
right,
want
for you.
fuck.
I want to pay you guys so I can park my own car,
just
Right.
in
Somewhere.
a nicer spot.
and you refuse.
Yeah.
I'm trying
that's
to
the
pay you
problem
to
with
not
that.
do your job, and you will
Yeah.
not.
Right.
I swear, some of the logic in this fucking world just blows my fucking mind.
Well, it's the younger generation, man. They don't. Like
Oh,
I
fuck
have
off, Grandpa.
2. Hold,
It's true.
It's
really
true. But it's.
True.
I have 2 apprentices that don't know how to drive a stick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bullshit. You
Like,
should
We
be
gotta
able to
teach a
and
new
you-
porter at work how to do it.
I mean, he's a porter. Like that, I get. Right? You're a porter.
No, dude. As a porter, a come to work item
Bro,
should be knowing how to
Bro,
drive.
that is like low level position at a dealership, right?
You should
There's
still know
some
how to drive a
level.
car, whether it's an automatic or a manual.
No, but it's like
That's
you
the
gotta
position.
also
You
remember,
drive cars.
right? But you move
I'm kind of
cars.
with you on that.
You move cars from one spot to the next.
You
I
still know
would
how to
say
drive them though.
Bitch,
I
on
would
the job
say
training.
if you're
That's
going to
what I'm
work
saying.
for like a Honda, Nissan, or Toyota, maybe. But if you're going to work for a higher end company, you should at least have some knowledge.
I mean,
not even
I
that.
don't-
Like if you go, I've worked at Hertz Rental. They ask you for the lowest level position. Can you drive stick shift? Like
Yeah.
the guys who wash the cars, hey bro, can you? And there's like 2 cars that they rent that are stick. But they're like, hey, like somebody's got to drive them. I had to drive
Okay.
8 Corvettes in one day because nobody else that worked there.
I'm just
could.
saying is
People
that
said
in
they
this-
could, but they really couldn't.
in this day and age, that being around a car with the manual transmission is not that common anymore.
No.
When I go to the dealership and they're like, "What kind of car are you looking for?" I'm like, "Does this come in a manual?" They look at me, they're like, "What?" I'm like,
Yeah.
No, manual's a dead technology.
I would
It
like
is.
a manual Tacoma. Yeah, no, you're not going to get that. Okay, well, what about a
That would
manual
be
Jeep?
lit.
Well, yeah, no.
They still make them, right? Manual Jeeps, like
Few
Yeah,
and
you
far
have to
between.
special order them.
You have to
Yeah.
order it.
They make
Yeah.
manual Broncos, the brand new one.
Yeah.
That I was shocked at.
Do you guys remember
But
when
you
it
gotta
cost
order that.
less to get a manual?
You have to what?
Yeah. It used
You
to be
remember when
cheaper
it
with the
cost
manual.
less to get a manual?
Now it's
Oh
like
yeah,
an
now
add
it's
option.
more.
No, it's the opposite.
Now,
Hey, you want a
Yeah.
manual? Yeah, special order.
give us a couple of months. We'll call you when it's here.
Well, yeah,
Maybe.
it's,
Manual. It's like, but wait a minute, does it have 3 pedals? Because if it doesn't have 3 pedals, it's not a real manual.
or they're
Because
trying to
I
sell
don't
you on the
think
Mm.
shift.
they- Yeah. Don't give me
Wait,
power.
are there new? Oh
What?
no! Oh, people consider that manual?
Yeah.
No, they're just trying. No, it's
What?
a
Yeah.
salesman. No, that was a salesman being a salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like,
just
come on,
try.
I may be a chick, but I ain't fucking dumb. Like, I know
Yeah.
if there's not 3 pedals, it ain't a manual.
Yeah.
But I mean, how many salesmen are actually car guys? Like these dudes, like they really consider that a manual.
Oh, they
like,
don't
oh
know.
yeah, my car
Dude,
has. Yeah,
for
they don't
real.
know.
Yeah.
They have no clue.
I know.
Okay.
I like messing with them when I go. I was actually test driving Jeeps this weekend, and I was talking to the salesman as he was riding along with me, and I was asking him questions, and he's saying stuff. I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking about.
I hate that. Dude. I fucking yeah. That's the one thing I liked about working Highline is that like you would get people who had been on like their 6th or 7th or 8th Rover, and like you can't bullshit those motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
no, heck no.
yeah. Because they've had the vehicle serviced. They know all the bullshit. They know all the problems. They paid for it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like so you have to like
they
come
signed the
correct.
contract so they can have problems.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the
true.
point of having a Range Rover.
I still don't understand that.
Listen, you lease it. It's your 4th car, dude.
Yeah, it's
You don't
fine. It's
even-
warranty.
You don't even know that it's in the shop 3 days out of
It's
the week.
fine
You
that
don't
we
even know.
replaced the
Yeah.
air suspension 3 times. It's good.
In a
Cool.
month.
It's cool. I just drove the Porsche while I was in the shop. Got him.
Leah,
Yeah, one of my
what's the
salespeople
jankiest cars
actually-
you've ever had?
Well, I had a 78 Buick Skylark or Buick something or other. I
Say
had
no
an
more.
81 Buick Skylark. I had like horrible, shitty cars when I was younger, like legit embarrassing.
You're younger. It's what happens.
That's a,
I know, right?
isn't that the car from
those
my
are
cousin
probably the
Vinny?
worst.
Buick Skylark.
It's a lot of Buicks.
Yeah, hand-me-downs from the family. At least they didn't give me a
Oh,
minivan.
okay.
Was your dad a Buick? Was your dad a
Hey,
Buick guy?
fuck off, man. My first car was a minivan. What the fuck?
Yeah, you're a
I'm sorry,
delinquent
that's
though.
awful.
That was like the perfect car for you.
Dude, tell me that thing wasn't the shit, though.
Look, I didn't know you when you had that.
Oh,
thing.
that's true, you
You were a
didn't.
delinquent back then. Yeah.
I was a delinquent back. Never mind. I'm not kidding. I'm not going to publicly incriminate myself like this. Okay. Anyway, we'll get back to the guest. Allegedly used it to commit graffiti felonies on the freeway. Allegedly.
Multiple. Multiple
Um,
times.
Anyway, back to Leo and not felonious acts. So wait. So there was a hand-me-down like old beater car in your family?
2 of them. Well, they weren't beaters. Well, they were beaters before I got my hands on them.
It was
So
a
I
Buick.
ruined one. I got in a car accident, completely totaled it. And so my dad bought another one of the exact same one, and we pieced it together and made one car out of 2, because when we got the second one, we took like that old style like 80s roof liner off on the outside, that vinyl shit.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the roof was rotted right through. So he cut the roof off my car, welded it onto this other car, And we took the interior out of the one I totaled and put it in the new one. Like legit, this
In
thing
the
was,
garage?
like, oh yeah, it was Frankenstein.
Nice.
It was crazy. Like we did some crazy shit.
Where the fuck is that
was
car?
fun.
I want to see that car.
Yeah, fuck the STI.
Where?
Like, fuck.
That's gone. I got rid of that one a long time ago.
No dad is giving their daughter that car now. Like, you want me to
Hell
weld
no.
this roof? No. I'm just no. What?
Well, you
You're
fuck
the
this up. Let me
fucker,
just weld this shit back together real quick for you, and then you can fucking drive it
Right.
down the street.
That's the
like,
funniest fucking thing to me though about that whole situation is this man would literally rather weld two cars together than buy you something nice because he didn't want you to wrap it around something.
It became his project. He's like, hey, it gets me out of the house. I don't think I have to deal with 3 women in my house, and I'll just fix this car for you. What else do you want me to do to it?
Yo, the older I get, the more I realize that that's why old dudes have projects they never finish. Is it's just a way to fuck off from everybody for hours.
100%. You been
I
working
am
on
that
that car
old
for
dude in my family. That's why I do car shit, so I can like leave.
Right? Just go in the garage and just.
to abandoning our families.
Yes. Go get some milk.
Right? Everyone in this house
When's
is lactose intolerant.
do you have another track day planned?
I do. April 29th at Willow Springs, Streets of Willow. I don't know if I'm going to be putting my car on the track. I'm actually working that event under multiple pseudonyms this time. So I'm there sponsoring with Dark Matter X. I'm also there with 805 Subarus, which I'm the president of that car club. So I'm there sponsoring that, and then I'll be there as myself. So if I have time in between registration and dealing with all the track people that come, I might try a lap or two, but I don't know if I'm going to have time.
Yeah, good luck.
That
That's a
sounds
lot
fun.
of so.
Get there early.
Yeah, no shit.
Way early.
Sneak something in early.
I should. I'll heat up the track for everyone else.
Right?
Exactly.
So that's 805 Subaru is your car club, and what do you guys got going on? What's anything cool in there?
So it's not mine. It belongs to a friend of mine, but I used to do all the social media, and she just recently handed the reins over to me to manage it. So we've been co-sponsoring some of these track events. We do Subi Fest, local car meets out here in Ventura County. Every once in a while, we'll get in and do some community events, clean up the beach, things like that. But mostly it's, we just hang out,
Nice.
drive around, do canyon driving.
There's some very cool legacy wagons here.
Yes.
Huge fan.
So my best friend has a legacy wagon. She's vice president of 805 Subarus.
The one with the blue wheels.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
The one with the blue wing.
Oh.
Yes. That's
man.
my girl.
I would still.
She tracks
if I,
that thing. It's badass.
That just hits different.
I mean, I'll bring it up so you can see. So I'm not just sitting here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are
Dude.
you okay over there?
I'm good.
He's really having a
That thing is
moment.
gangster as fuck. That thing is gangster. Like, I think that's super dope. And she tracks the fuck out of it. Hell yeah.
yeah.
Go back up.
You're gonna have to listen to this like later on. Like,
It's
very.
It's gonna be fucked up. It's gonna be fucked up.
It was borderline.
Like that's super clean though. Like that's fuck yeah.
I like the two-tone roof. I like the blacked out. Like that's tight.
The
I like that a lot.
tint is just right.
Yeah.
Also,
Not
this
bubbled.
can we not sleep on the two-tone joint over here with the granddad two-tone? Because huge fan.
I miss my Subaru.
See,
Me too.
and we're all
Oh.
connected by the same dumbass gene. We all own.
I had that wagon, dude. It was so. I love a wagon.
Wagons are the Fozzie
Dude, who's
though.
got the yellow Forester?
Yeah, that one's tight too.
Yeah, that's at the local Subi Works meets, which happen. There's one usually in San Diego, and then there's one that at Oxnard. And there's tons of crazy cars that come out to that one.
Those old
You guys have
WRX
some
wagons.
clean cars in Ventura.
Yo, that GC8 though. Okay.
Okay.
There's a 22B STI on Bring a Trailer.
Shut up, Tim.
Oh
get-
god.
Listen,
You
dude.
bring a trailer.
It's
swear to
got
God.
over 100,000 miles.
You know what we're gonna do?
What?
We're gonna have
It's
we're gonna have
still
two.
gonna be like 300 grand.
We're gonna start 2 drinking games. Okay.
Okay.
Every time
Okay,
Mike or
don't talk
Timmy,
about Porsche.
no, anytime Mark or
Porsche.
Timmy corrects somebody on how you say Porsche, They have to take a shot. Okay. Anytime Timmy brings up fucking bring a trailer, he has to take a shot.
He won't make it through 20 minutes of this fucking podcast.
Yeah, he's gonna be drunk.
I mean,
That's the
one way or another, we're gonna see some shit. It's fucking content is content, baby.
Good idea.
Yeah, no, I don't need another institution overinflating the value of things. We have enough of those in this fucking country right now. Thank you very much. So, bring a trailer can miss me with that shit.
So, do you guys throw any events, or do you guys just like do cruises, like solo stuff like that? Like, Cars and Coffee in Ventura.
Yeah, we go to Cars and Coffee. We have our own meets. We do pre-meets a lot when there's like big car events. So if we have a whole bunch of people going to Subi Fest, we'll caravan down to Subi Fest, or we'll pre-meet and meet up with some of the other car clubs in like LA and stuff, and roll to Subi Works or things like that. But most of it's hard to get people together, whether it's like at night or on the weekend or there's always something going on. So it's not as often as I'd like, but we try.
I feel like meets are tough now too, just because cops fucking hate them and like everybody hates them. Thanks a lot, sideshow dudes, for that.
assholes.
But yeah, it's
you guys don't doing nuts.
It's like, dude, we all have 4-wheel drive. No. It's like literally one dude's gonna do that, and he'll probably blow his engine a week and a half later, Timmy.
It's not blown yet.
I was talking about the old WRX because it was literally like a week and a half after that donut video that you're fucking.
Dude, I know.
It ain't got no oil in it.
It was literally like a week later.
Yeah, it was so fucked. I was like, damn it,
Great
thing's
video,
sick,
though.
Dad. It was a great video.
Glad I got that.
So funny, dude. Yeah, no, I think I like what Tim does with Super Drive and stuff. Like, I think you have to really make it very clear you're not in it for the fuckery.
Yeah.
In order to do a successful car meet. And I think, dude, Subaru owners, we have a stigma around us, right? There's a lot of things about,
You're not wrong.
You guys,
and a lot of them
you
are
guys should host meet like Trader Joe's and shit.
Oh my god.
Damn, bro. Damn.
I wouldn't be against that.
Damn! Ruthless as fuck. Hey, we're all gonna meet in front of Anthropology. And we're and then we're gonna go get vegan cupcakes and chai oat milk lattes. Yeah. It's true.
We're gonna get baby juice on the way.
But that's the thing, right? It's either like you're super crunchy or you're just like the dumbest motherfucker that has ever lived, and that is the entirety of the Subaru community, and there is nothing in between. Like, yeah. I mean, I think if you saw the amount of Subaru slander that goes on in this driver chat that we're a part of, it is nonstop.
I believe it.
I mean, before I owned a Subaru, I was part of that slander, and then I got one. I was like, "Oh, okay, I get it." Like,
there's
this
a thing
is really
about them.
practical for everyday life. Like, this is not a bad car to have.
It's just
I miss my Subaru.
Especially that wagon, man.
Yeah.
Wagons are fucking dope. No, but like we catch a lot. There's a guy. There's always the guy. It's Lenny. It's always fucking Lenny. But anyway, Lenny hates Subarus with a burning fucking passion, and we're determining that a lot of it is unfounded.
And Leah, backstory to Lenny is Lenny owns an R32 GTR from Japan. So he's got like a full built motor and all this shit. So he constantly just fucking slanders anybody that's on a GTR.
Listen.
It's bad.
Lenny is the guy who thinks that
Love you, Lenny.
he owns the best car. And I don't mean that he thinks that his GTR is better than every other car on the planet. I don't mean it that way. He's like, this is his benchmark and everything else is a piece of shit. It's like,
Pretty much.
that's not exactly how that works.
Hey man, when you can blow an intercooler hose and just on the side of the road, like, yeah, I've done this before. Hold on. Hey Mike, can you hold that? All right, let's go. That was pretty great.
We were going for a drive in the morning, and this fool blows the intercool hose, and is like, "Hey, can you just grab the fender liner real quick? I try to get my arm right here, and I can screw it back on." I'm like, how do you even know that's what's wrong? And he's like, oh, I've done this before. And I'm like,
So like maybe fix
Jesus.
it.
like really
so
take
ready.
the fucking bumper off and fix it, motherfucker. Jesus.
Funny.
Get a better
I love
clamp.
Lenny. I do. Get a better clamp.
Slanders
The
everybody.
greatest,
with
the greatest
double
part
tape.
about that was that he forgot his tools, and we literally went back to get his
Get
tools.
tools.
Lenny also smokes a lot of
Oh.
weed. So
He grows his
Trying to-
own brand too. Just saying.
that I didn't know, but is it funded by Bitcoin? I'm just kidding.
NFTs.
I feel like
NFTs.
I feel like Subaru drivers are weed smokers. Like, are
It's
you
a
guys
strong-
like lighting up
Oh, definitely.
at your
the-
car meets?
That is. I mean,
The
they're in
805 car
You're in
meets, you guys
California.
lighting up?
Every single car meet I've ever been to with a Subaru community, it makes me feel old. It really does. It makes me fucking feel old because like I'll roll up in the Subaru and like I ain't got some crazy ass wide body kit wrapped in this shit on bags with the fucking bullet looking fucking lug nuts. Every time we go to Super Drive, that's what every fucking Subaru looks like.
Yeah.
Single fucking time. I'm like,
Do you know how much flack I get for not having a bagged Subaru and that I'm rolling stock height?
fuck that.
I'm
Fuck
like,
that.
you know
My
what?
Subaru outrun
Really?
all of you motherfuckers. Fuck
It
you.
was
No way.
supposed to be a rally car.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I live in LA. The roads are shit here.
Thank
if I
you.
have a lowered car, my car is going to be destroyed.
So
I think
that
it's
what the hell did
Just
you just
like
say?
10 minutes away. Like, man, never mind.
Sorry, Jamal, your audio completely let go for a second there, and it was like you were screaming
really?
and it like peaked out. Yeah, no, it's not. It's fine. We fixed it. We're back.
No,
No, yeah. So I had a 19. I had a pretty decent amount of work done to it. It was, intercooler, downpipe, not intercooler, sorry, intake, downpipe, all that shit. But I moved out to
It was
Texas.
loud.
It was fucking. There's a clip on my Instagram. You should check it out. It was fucking obnoxious. It was great.
It was titties.
Oh.
It was titties.
It sounded good. It was very, very loud.
Oh, it sounded really good.
But I moved out to Texas and the roads are worse than California. Like,
Oh, are they?
Really?
bruh.
Bruh.
The term.
How many wheels did you been out there?
The
2 or
term.
3?
Is that why you're not driving the truck, man?
Yes, bro. Why do you think I drive an Outback, dog? What the fuck? Within 6 months of commuting to work, all 4 of my wheels were bent.
Jeez.
And the factory wheels, right? Yeah, your factory
Yeah,
wheels.
the factory 19s, all 4 were bent within 6 months of driving back and forth to work. And so I'm on coilovers.
Given you do kind of drive like a little bit like a
Dickhead?
maniac. So.
Yeah, we know, but I don't like potholes, so I was avoiding those. But the problem is that you're avoiding the ones that will break suspension components, but you have to hit the ones that will break your wheels. So like, there's really no fucking happy medium. But yeah, I was just getting the shit beat out of it. So I totally feel that, like, it's cool to be low, but it's not functional really if you're driving it
No.
every day.
I mean, if you're gonna do it and it's gonna be your show car, then fine. But it's my daily. I'm taking it to the track. It's not practical. Yet what gets me is there are so many people that will ask me what I'm running because my car looks so low and what have I done to it? And I'm like, are you stupid? Like, it's not lowered, but it looks low. Well,
what?
it's not.
It's just a
check your
different set
eyes,
of wheels.
because
Yeah.
it's
You got a good stance on it. Like,
Yeah.
what the
Right.
fuck?
That's the other thing I think is interesting is like, my shit was really low. It was obnoxiously low. And then I took it up like a half an inch because I couldn't get the alignment back into factory spec. I had a really aggressive like canyon alignment on it, and which was not conducive to driving 30 miles on a freeway one way to work, right? So when I went to go put it back into factory spec, he was like, yeah, you have to raise the car. He's like, I literally cannot get your front wheels cambered out enough with your car this low. And I was like, I didn't realize I was that fucking dumped. And then when I lifted it
It
up,
was dumped.
yeah,
dumped.
it was really low. When I lifted it up, I was like, oh damn, that shit looks tight. Like I didn't need to fucking have it like slam to the ground. I'm fucking stupid. So I think I'm also past the point in my life where I want to slam the dick out of everything I own.
No.
Yeah.
So like people are really giving you shit because your car's not bagged.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah,
Like,
I get-
what's
It's
your
just
next
the
one? When do you
Subaru
put
community.
bags on your car? I'm like, I don't want bags.
I get the same comment all the time about mine as well. All time.
There's a real strong fuckboy movement in the Subaru community.
Yeah, where's the bag?
You thought vape juice was bad. Wait till the whole bag movement fucking gets full fucking head, bro. Like, let me tell you.
It's the
shit. Every Super Drive meet, it's either stock
BRZ dude. Like, I don't think it was the whole like.
Oh, it's all of them. No, it's this chassis specifically. It is the VA and now the newer one.
Bags are for big body sedans that aren't meant for sports stuff.
Yes.
Or just straight up street cars. Like just straight up street cars. Like if you built a 400 horsepower fucking STI and you're like, I'm only gonna cruise this thing on the street ever. Bags make a ton of sense, actually. Because it makes the ride really nice and you can go you can go over shit, whatever.
Or if you just want to lower the car and you don't want to
you don't want to fucking hate your shit.
Stiff all the time, yeah.
Yeah, like there is a strong argument for bags as like a legitimate mod, right? But like when it's just to slam the shit out of your car and tuck and like throw a ton of camber at it, it's like, what are we doing here? Like I thought we had moved past this as a community. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'd push the shit out of a big body VIP car, so I obviously have some issues with like I still like the way that shit looks, but on a Subaru, I don't know. I've never really understood why people like do that, take that route with them. I don't think I don't think the car even looks good like that.
No, I think it's meant to have like Mike's stance on it. The way
I like his stance a lot. Yeah, just a little bit lower. Just push the wheels flushed out and shit. And like, it's cool.
It needs a half-inch lower.
I don't think so.
We can do that.
Wheel gap.
Half inch is a lot, bro. Half inch is a lot.
Wheel gap. I'm telling you.
I would start with I would do like a 1/4 inch.
Well, a half inch and I got to roll fenders. It absolutely have to roll fenders because the gray car had rolled fenders. Like I had to have rolled fenders to run that stance I had, and I run the same stance, same height, but I still have wheel gap. Like
you had wheel gap on the gray car a little bit.
Not like this car.
I mean, whatever, dog. I think it looks good. I like the way your car looks. It's clean. It's like it's white. It's clean. It's put together. It's quick. Like it's just. It is a nice OEM.
So why aren't you going to any of the 805 meets with your clean ass car?
Is this in Ventura?
Because I live like fucking.
Oh wait, yeah, that's closer to me. I'm tripping.
Yeah,
never mind.
What was that noise? Can we roll that back for the folks at home? Oh my god! Is that? I think we can safely say that we are getting to the point of the evening where we're fucking losing our shit. Yeah, is that a show? I feel like that was a show. We laughed, we cried, we made jokes at Kyle's expense.
We learned about Sonic. We fucking learned about Sonic.
Yes. No, sure. I think it was really a pleasure talking to you, Leah. We appreciate you coming on.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
glad that you're part of the multi-engine crew.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
One of us. Just another fucking idiot. Yeah, check out Leah. What's your socials? Go ahead, because I can't read them off my screen at this moment.
Just Sonic_STI 2018. That
go.
Works for Instagram, Discord, which I don't use, and TikTok.
And then 805 Subarus put together.
805 Subarus. Again, it's 805 Subarus on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and then of course Dark Matter X LLC. On Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. Check that out. And then
I didn't know that.
All of them, you'll be talking to me on most of them. So just know that I'm the face behind all of those.
Okay.
Leah, question for you before we.
There's some videos and stuff on there. They're really good.
Cool.
Before we let you go, question for you, because it was dumb when I was young and doing car club things. But what are you guys' criteria for joining 805?
Well, the thing is we don't really have any joining criteria. There's nothing. We don't require you to banner. We don't require you to come to X amount of meets or pay a fee. It's more like if you want to come and hang out, come and hang out. If you don't want to come and hang out, go do your own thing. You want to be part of another club, like anybody's welcome anytime, anywhere. I don't have the time or the patience to deal with the nitty-gritty details of a car club. So it's like, it's open for them, come and go as you please. But if you cause problems, then we have a problem.
Yeah, that's a fucking adult.
What's better when I was in a car
Yeah,
club,
seriously.
22, and you had to like street race the like lead guy to like get in. I was like, this is really stupid.
Oh
but
God, no.
Listen,
I think I can beat him, so fuck it, let's go.
listen, we all played a lot of Need for Speed Underground too. We watched a lot of Fast
Yeah,
and Furious.
that-
We were,
yeah,
we were all
facts.
trying to fucking beat somebody. But don't go and beat somebody because you get arrested trying to beat somebody.
Facts.
Same.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you so much again for coming on. Please check out all the social stuff. We do have the store up. We have merch. We should have told you to like and subscribe an hour and 30 minutes ago, but here we are. That's on content creation. We will be back in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for listening. Take care, drive safe, and be good. Peace out, everybody.